Huh. Well, I was planning on doing a Killing Floor 3 video today, but I guess we'll just do something else. But what? Oh, I know. Have you taken your creatine today? Because you're going to need a lot of it.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
If Doom 2016 was a bombastic, classic-style, first-person shooter, then Doom Eternal is an F1 racer after doing a line of cocaine and then running headfirst into a wall before exploding. I know that analogy didn't make any sense, but stay with me here. If you don't have a clue what Doom is all about, then go check out my other video here. Just click it. Please, just for me. I know you want to. Anyways, the quick and dirty of it is your mom. Just kidding. It's actually your pal Dingus Dongus, because demons are invading Earth and he isn't letting you through the goddamn door. So now it's your job to clean up everyone's mess by killing demons, God, this thing, the robo-bastard from last game, God again, the devil who is also God, and a child. If that makes you feel a little confused, don't worry about it. There are plenty of text logs for you to read if you care. Because the in-game story of Doom Eternal sure as hell does not. But before we get into all the reasons you should play this game, let's talk about the reason I bought this game. Right, well, I think that's enough about the music and my thoughts behind it. What about the rest of the in-game sounds? They're pretty good. I don't know if you've ever heard the sound of a shotgun machine gun, but it certainly has a way with melting through my ears and into my heart, just like it does to my enemies. There isn't really much to say. Just about everything is better than before in major ways and will make even the most stoic of men moan. I don't know if you've noticed yet, but this game is just downright gorgeous. There's so much stuff going on in the background of each level that sometimes I wonder what else I might be missing. The guns, enemies, and even the Doomslayer have all gotten remade and now resemble their older counterparts much better. But also just look so good you can see the glistening sheen on the fat demon. It's almost enough to make me vomit. Speaking of the demons you kill, they now feature a gore system. This means that each time you shoot a part of a demon, you can clearly see how much damage is being done to it when it rips a part of their flesh off. Or in the case of the punch, watch as even the smallest demon rips you apart. If you worry for the artists who created these assets, don't. I'm sure Bethesda is treating them extremely well.
Could you pay me in advance?
Pay you for what, standing there?
In any case, nothing brings me as much joy in life as shooting so many bullets into a demon that they basically become a skeleton and then finishing them off with a cool ass sword. Oh right, there's actually 2 swords this time. Thankfully, the programmers remembered to put in the crucible that we all know and love, but also added a wrist blade copying Assassin's Creed. This means that the executions this time will all be different and sometimes more brutal. Unlike Assassin's Creed, however, is the return of linear levels with secrets instead of a map that literally spans an entire country. Not that you won't use the map as much as Assassin's Creed, however, since you'll want to find all those juicy little secrets. Such secrets can unlock new abilities, upgrade points, and, most importantly, the minifigures. In between missions, you may visit your base, which has everything that a Sigma Alpha male could want, like a giant robot and a training dungeon. You can also find and add album covers, get new outfits, and play the original 2 Doom games on the computer in the Doomslayer's Goon Cave. Talk about compensating, am I right? Compensating for how long my grapple shotgun can reach and how short your lifespan will be at the end of it. Anyways, I guess I should talk about what makes the game different. The general idea is the same as has always been. Rip and tear until it is done. Your goal is to kill anything with a pulse that isn't 100% human or 100% thick. You do this by politely asking the demons to look down the barrel of your gun and pulling the trigger until confetti pops out. In Doom 2016, there was a good amount of stuff to keep track of, but once you found the super shotgun and Gauss rifle, you found the chosen way. Doom Eternal makes things interesting by giving the player significantly less ammo, meaning that you will be forced to switch weapons more often. I don't mind this, however, as you will always have at least 1 bar for the chainsaw, so you can keep getting more. Each demon has specific weaknesses to certain damage types, and can even have some of their weapons blown off to make you want to switch weapons more. But you can completely ignore all of this and do as you please. Almost every weapon got a new alternative firing mode to make them even more interesting. However, now you just take the upgrade instead of punching the robot in the face. 0 out of 10, ruin the experience. But we now also get access to a flamethrower that causes enemies to drop armor when killed. So, I'll let it cook. Just like those filthy, impure, disgraceful imps. Imps. Just like before, glory kills get you health, the chainsaw gets you ammo, and the fire gets you armor, forming the mighty Triforce of continual bloodshed. One actual criticism I have is the power-ups that we can find. Sure, we find speed boosts and quad damage pickups every now and again, but only 1 time do we get the Berserk power-up? Shame. This time around, we also get some weirdly placed platforming sections. They aren't bad per se, but I can't help at some points feel like I'm just playing an M-rated first-person Mario.
So long, Bowser!
I will admit, the old arcadey feel to the game with its glowing pickups, extra lives, and other nods gives them the ability to add one more thing that I love: the cheat codes. Sure, there is one for God mode, infinite ammo, and other classic stuff, but the cheat code that I love to play with the most makes it feel like you're playing the game in front of a crowd at QuakeCon for the first time. Finally, the movement has changed significantly. On top of just generally moving faster, you now also have the ability to dash in all directions. This means that demons have had their attacks reworked to compensate for this new speed. So if this looks like a bit much for you, just know that it can and will get much worse. When talking about the DLC for this game, it does not stand for downloadable content, but instead stands for required purchase. This is a From Software situation, where the DLC could cost as much as the main game, but I don't care. I'll buy it twice. Adding new levels, enemies, and boss fights is only the start, however, as the developers heard what the players wanted, and they wanted to smash. So they granted us with a hammer and said, have fun. Even if you are too poor to purchase fun, Doom Eternal released a free extra to the public as a Horde mode. It's fun with different stages and unique rewards for those that are sadistic enough to complete every challenge, such as myself. There are even bonus remixes of the main game's levels that will make what was once a fair challenge and instead spawns in a bunch of late game enemies at the same time in a small room. Yeah, when I said it could get much harder than Nightmare mode, I wasn't joking. That being said, however, easy mode exists for a reason. This is a power fantasy game after all. So play at whatever difficulty makes you feel powerful without shame. Pussy. So, just about everything is either changed for a good reason or made significantly better. What about the story? Well, they added more cutscenes so you can see your outfit more often. While Doom has never been known for its story elements, Doom Eternal went above and beyond to make something special. They hired the best of the best and whipped them into work until they felt they had something so good that it couldn't be contained in one game. That's what I'm here for, to simplify this complex narrative-driven experience so that you can understand just how great it is. So Robo Guy from last game was a dumbass and let demons loose again, and without us to stop them, managed to begin invading Earth. We used teleporters to get into the main bad guy's base to cut off his head. Doing so has now liberated Earth by 33% of all demon activity. Why? I have no idea. So we have to find the other two guys. Once we do, we let them escape because international law restricts us from killing too many illegal aliens within a 3-day grace period. In that time, we decide to kill a lot of demons, blow up a giant gore nest, and shoot through a fully automated cultist base that is building more powerful demons every 2 minutes without destroying it because that would be cringe. Finally, we find one of the Paul brothers and are allowed to kill him. I have a small aneurysm and forgot to get the orb from a ghost and give it to this guy so he can charge it because we forgot our iPhone charger at home. Once we compete in a gladiator match, we get awarded a penny.
I smell pennies!
Jake Paul tries to swoon us with money he definitely didn't steal, and we peace out. Now that all 3 demon leaders are dead, the invasion is over, right? Wrong.
Huh?
You see, God has an issue. God cannot find any other way in all their power to make unlimited energy in the vastness of their knowledge. So they settle for sacrificing humans every few thousand years in different dimensions and using their souls as a glorified car battery.
It's society. They work for each other, Morty. They pay each other. They buy houses. They get married and make children that replace them when they get too old to make power.
That just sounds like slavery with extra steps.
Ooh la la. Someone's gonna get laid in college.
So, now God is leading the demon invasion of Earth. So in order to stop them, we shoot a hole through Mars and find a cool sword before going to heaven. Once there, we see that God is trying to control this giant demon, who is also this guy's son. Are you still following me? So we stab his heart and then he goes to Earth anyways. God gets pissed, so we kill her in what is possibly the hardest boss fight in the main game, and then hitch a ride back to Earth. The coolest level and boss fight happens, we stab the bitch in the brain, and walk away like a badass. But that's just the main game, because then we have the DLC. So, turns out that Robo Dude, who we kinda don't like, is actually the Seraphim. He gave us our strength in the past and helped us so far, so we help him recover his old body, before betraying him and killing the real God who is in this little orb. All so we can take the other orb and resurrect Satan. We resurrect Satan, and turns out that Satan is actually us. See, turns out that Satan created us in his image as all part of his plan, knowing that we would resurrect him so that we could fight. He also mentions that he is the real God and created everything before he was betrayed by another god who is also now Cortana. So we fly a dragon to a giant signal fire to let all the homies know that Satan wants to have a big cinematic fight, and they're all invited. We go to his city, the boys come through portals like that one movie that I can't remember the name of, and the prophesied battle between Hell and Big Burly Dudes commences. After killing a lot of demons, we finally fight Satan in a mediocre boss fight. And after stopping the demons and saving the day, Cortana rewards us by putting us in another box like the first game, so they can reuse Doom Guy for a later game. And that's the whole story of Doom Eternal. Woo! But then, in a shocking twist, it is revealed that you were actually working for Shadow Moses the whole time, and all the events of the last 2 games were organized by the Shadow Patriots. You see, Gandalf, stop! Okay, joking aside, I do think the story goes up its own ass. A lot. but I also think that people took the story of this game way too seriously at times in their reviews. It's a game where demons invade Earth and you kill God like 3 times with a shotgun. I don't think there's a deeper meaning that they are trying to convey. I'm just surprised that people criticize this game for its story, but then happily praise these ones. To conclude this video, I just want to say that this might be one of, if not the best first-person shooter I have ever played. It is certifiably insane, chaotic, and just oozing with creativity. It even changed its multiplayer focus from Doom 2016's Arena mode, which wasn't too great, and map editor, which was actually really good, to a 1v2 fight to the death where the 2 opposing players play as demons. It's alright, but I would have liked to have another map editor with Eternal's mechanics. That's all I have for you today. Have a great one, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more idiotic content. I'll see you next time.
Maybe he is a god. Maybe he represents humankind's rage. Can he overcome them alone? If he can't, we as a species, all species, will not survive. The priests command the arms to the north and south, but he controls the fight. The inner circle of death is where he resides, hunting them at the far reaches of the earth and beyond. I am a believer now. The only thing they fear is him. Believe him now to be more than just a man. He is Doom.